Warm welcome, viewers. You're watching 7 at 7, the only news bulletin where I curate the day's top 7 stories for our viewers. I'm Preeti Chaudhary and these are the headlines. Congress stages a massive protest over Sonia's ED grilling. Rahul Gandhi stages sit-in dharna detained. High drama in heart of the capital. BJP fires scamster jibe. It's the day after Lok Sabha MPs suspended. 19 Rajya Sabha MPs suspended for raising slogans demanding discussion on GST and fuel hike. More trouble for TMC Minister Partha Chatterjee. Mystery black diary seized by ED from his aide Arpita's house with 40 pages of entries. Agency suspects diary holds clue to cash for jobs scam payoff. Big row over Ranveer Singh's nude photo shoot. Mumbai cops book the actor for vulgarity. Alia Bhatt, Arjun Kapoor back Ranveer in midst of outrage. Bhopal BTech students' body found on railway track. Parents receiving chilling Sartan se juda message. Cops deny any beheading angle. Claim it's a case of pure suicide. It's another case of moral policing in Mangaluru. Bangalore Bajrang Dal activists barge into pub, chase out students holding party, accuse them of wearing skimpy clothes. And the nation pays tribute to the Kargil war heroes on the 23rd anniversary of India's win over Pakistan. Prime Minister Modi, Rajnath Singh and the Tri-Service Chief salute the valor and sacrifice of our heroes. Viewers, right on top, I'm going to cut across to the latest news break that we are getting in. Sonia Gandhi has just left the Enforcement Directorate after hours of questioning. It's her second day where she was interrogated, all in the backdrop of all Congress top brass leaders out on the streets in what they call the Sonia Satyagraha, or the Satyagraha, where from Sansad to Sadak, the Congress taking its fight against the government from the parliament to the streets. At the back of Sonia Gandhi being questioned for the second day by the ED. She's just left the ED office. You can see those visuals coming in from there. Her second day of questioning concluding. Cutting across to Shreya Chatterjee, who's joining us with the latest. Shreya, you know, in the backdrop of all the protests that have been seen where the Congress is concerned out on the streets, give us the latest of whatever is filtering in or what transpired today at the ED office with the questioning of Sonia Gandhi's second day.
Well, what happened today in the Enforcement Directorate was Sonia Gandhi was grilled for the second time. She first appeared on the 21st of July. Roughly for around 6 hours, she was questioned with a break that she got in between when she went for lunch. The questions revolved around her role in Young India Private Limited. She's being questioned because she's a director as well as a 38% shareholder in Young India Private Limited. What we do understand from our sources inside the ED that today's question revolved around the fact that why did she actually...
I'm interjecting you on that. Is if you can quickly take us through the latest news break that is also filtering in. Sonia Gandhi has been called again for the third time tomorrow. She's going to be questioned for the third day by the ED tomorrow. What more can you add?
Well, absolutely so, Preeti. This is the news that is breaking right now, that she's been summoned for the third time. Tomorrow she will again have to be appearing before the central agency. This will be the third time that she will be grilled again by the Enforcement Directorate. This comes at a backdrop, Preeti, when we've already seen that last time the Congress maintained that the agency did not have further questions to ask Sonia Gandhi. However, it seems a very different thing from the agency is concerned. Tomorrow, for the third time, she will have to appear before the agency. On the first day, she was questioned for 3 hours. Today, it was roughly 6 hours of questioning. And tomorrow, the questioning will also continue. Earlier, Rahul Gandhi has already been questioned in the same matter for over 50 hours.
Shreya, one reason which the Congress has constantly been claiming is the frail health of Sonia Gandhi, especially after her hospitalization post-COVID. Have any allowances been made this time around where Sonia Gandhi is concerned? Was she allowed a doctor? Was she allowed her lawyer who would be writing down her replies? Or she, as per protocol, has done this on her own, which is to write down her whatever she has to say, whatever her submissions are in writing herself?
Preeti, three things that we do know, that in the interrogation room it's Sonia Gandhi alone who is facing the investigators who are there inside. However, Priyanka Gandhi is allowed to stay in a separate room with the medicines in hand, because we do know that Sonia Gandhi is not in the best of her health. What we also know, that the agency has very categorically said that if at all Sonia Gandhi doesn't feel well in between the questioning, she can raise that before the officers who are asking her the questions, and they will thereby allow her to leave the questions. So these are the three basic things, basic allowances that have been given to Sonia Gandhi, considering that she's not at the best of her health, by the Enforcement Directorate.
I appreciate you joining us with the very latest viewers. Let's quickly encapsulate the latest news break that is coming in as I speak. Sonia Gandhi has left the Enforcement Directorate right now. It was her second day of questioning. Today was 6 hours, the first day was 3 hours, and tomorrow she has been called in again for questioning for round 3, where Sonia Gandhi's grilling is concerned. Quickly, cutting across to the next news that we are tracking very closely, and that is the big story of moral policing where Bajrang Dal is concerned. All of that took place at a Mangalore pub. To get you the latest in Karnataka's Mangaluru, workers, Bajrang Dal workers alleged... All right, the latest news break coming in. The action against 7 Bajrang Dal members who were at the pub yesterday has taken place. Preventive action under CRPC 107 and CRPC 110. A written letter with surety saying we will involve in such acts once again. We will not be involved in such acts once again. All right, all of this in context, viewers, where Bajrang Dal members barged into a pub or a bar and created a huge ruckus of sorts, where 5-6 of them, claiming to be from the Bajrang Dal outfit, who have now been arrested, allegedly forced the guests, especially females, out of the bar, passed comments on the way they were dressed. The men also allegedly had threatened the management. The Bajrang Dal has alleged that the alcohol was being served to minor age groups. Not the first time an incident like this has taken place, because what's interesting to note is that it is the same pub that was attacked by the Bajrang Dal that had come, that was attacked earlier by the Shiv Sena as well. In 2009, a similar incident had taken place in a high-profile pub in the same city, the same pub. A group of 40 men from Sri Ram Sene had barged in to the pub and thrashed a group of young men and women for what they thought was violating Indian tradition. In a pretty much playbook play-out of that, Bajrang Dal members barged into this Mangaluru pub yesterday. 6 of them have now been arrested.
ಬಜರಂಗ ದಳ ದಾಳಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವುದೇ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರವೇ ನಾವು ಪೊಲೀಸರಿಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಪ್ರಾಪ್ತ ಬಾಲಕರ ಮೋಜು ಮಸ್ತಿಯ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಯರ ತುಂಡು ಹುಡುಗಿ ಬಟ್ಟೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ರೋಷದಿಂದ ಬೈದಿರಬಹುದು. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೀಯಾಳಿಸುವುದಾಗಲಿ ಅವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಲ್ಲೆ ನಡೆಸುವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಆಗಲಿ ಆ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Bajrang Dal activists entered the pub and sent all the students, girl students, and have abused them, sir, in Mangalore.
Without the support of BJP government, it is not possible for anybody to enter a pub and make this galata. So, in Karnataka, there is no law and order at all.
So no FIR has been registered against Bajrang Dal, sir, still?
No, it has to be immediately, FIR has to be registered and proceed in accordance with the law.
Thank you, sir.
ನೋಡಿ, ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೇನೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನಾವಶ್ಯಕವಾಗಿ. ಒಂದು ಪಬ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಬಿಲೋ ಏಜ್ನ ಯಾರು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಲಿಕ್ಕರ್ನ, ಈ ಎಕ್ಸೈಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಪ್ರಿಮಿಸಸ್ ಒಳಗೇನೆ ದಾಟಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಸಿಕ್ಕಂತ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಪ್ರಿಮಿಸಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೊರಗಡೆ ನಿಂತು ಮಾಲೀಕರನ್ನ ಕರೆದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಲೋ ಏಜಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಹೊರಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ನೀವು ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾನೂನು ಕ್ರಮ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾನೂನು ಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಒತ್ತಾಯಿಸಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪಬ್ಬಿನ ಮಾಲೀಕರು ಹೋಗಿ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರು ಬಿಲೋ ಏಜ್ನರು ಹೊರಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಡಿಯೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂತ.
ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಬಂದಿರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಗಿರ ಆಚೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೈದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೇನೆ ಕಳಿಸೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ವರ್ಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಹೋಗಿ ನುಗ್ಗಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಎಳೆದು ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಿಮಿಸಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಹುಶಃ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ನಾನು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ.
Now, and that's the news break that 7 Bajrang Dal activists have since been arrested for moral policing, where they barged into a pub and forced young boys and girls to get out, where they even accused the girls of wearing what they deemed was skimpy clothes. Now, the latest has been that 7 of them have been taken under arrest under the preventive action under CRPC 107 and CRPC 1110. A written letter, a surety of sorts, has also been taken from them, which says that they will not be involved in any such acts again. I want to immediately cut across to BJP MLA Bharat Shetty, who's joining us right now. Mr. Shetty, we were listening to what you said earlier, and which was rather troublesome, where it seemed you're defending these Bajrang Dal activists who stormed in to this particular pub and actually asking girls to stop wearing skimpy clothes. What right do they have, sir?
No, this is not in my. I don't think I've spoken to you guys before. Also, this is the first time I'm speaking to the TV channel, and I don't know about anyone going inside. I've spoken to the Commissioner of Police. He has told me that no pub attack has been taken, and I've asked the VHP leaders also, is there an attack or something? As such a thing has happened? They have told me that no such attacks have happened. They have not gone inside. Am I audible?
You are audible, sir. But Mr.
Hello?
Shetty, you are audible, sir. But Mr. Shetty, if no such incident happened, if they did not pressurize the, those who were inside the patrons, why have they been arrested? Why is there documentary evidence which is coming to light where you can see these activists?
No. Let me tell you. Let me speak. Okay. First thing, the people have gone there. Some Bajrang Dal activists have gone there to the pub. They have spoken to the bouncers outside, and the owner also. They have told them that there are underage students inside. We have got information that there are underage students inside. If it is so, please see to that such a thing doesn't happen. And one more thing. Police have been informed before only. This is what information I have. This is not from my constituency. This is from a neighboring constituency. I have spoken to the cops also. They have told me that they have informed the police. They have gone there. The cops have arrested the cops have called the hotel people for investigation. They have not arrested any people who have come from outside. They have arrested
Mr. Shetty, the question
anyone.
is,
they have called in them
Mr.
for
Shetty,
investigation.
Sir, one second. You've had your say. I want to ask you a question. Even if there were underage students inside the pub, even if they were consuming alcohol, what is the prerogative or what is the right of Bajrang Dal activists to come in and ask the management to take action? It is the prerogative of the police to do so, sir. Not of Bajrang Dal activists to stand there and give lessons in moral policing.
100% they can't go and tell the students. They can't talk to the students. It is their parents or their prerogative. But they have asked not the students or anyone. They have not gone inside. They did not go inside. This is the information I got from the cops. I don't know from where you got the information, madam.
Sir, you do understand that this entire racket, you do understand, sir. Sir, you do understand, one second, sir, hear me out. You do understand that this entire situation was completely pre-planned? The same activists that you are talking about sent out messages to the press to come to the same pub so that they can be filmed indulging in absolute hooliganism. It went out, I'm telling you it did.
The point that the cops were called there. The cops were called. The cops were asked to come there. The cops were there. These people have not entered the pub. I don't know. As far as I know, they have not
why they've been arrested right now. But
who is arrested? Let me. You make it very clear. Who is arrested? Who is arrested? You tell me who is arrested.
Sir, the police is saying 7 Bajrang Dal activists have been arrested. We are taking their word
No
for it.
Bajrang Dal activists have been arrested.
So you're
as per
contradicting the police of Mangaluru. But appreciate you joining us.
That is not
Right.
my constituency. They have told me that. They have called people
Mr.
from
Shetty,
the
appreciate you joining us. Thank you there. You know, that was the MLA of the area where this incident has taken place. We're seeming to defend the Bajrang Dal activists there, but they have been taken into arrest, 7 of them. I want to now quickly shift focus to the other big developing story that we're tracking very closely, and it comes in on this massive hooch tragedy that has taken place in the state of Gujarat, viewers. Why is it stunning? Gujarat is a dry state. One of the biggest hooch tragedies in dry state Gujarat. 28 dead till now. In a stunning incident that flies in the face of prohibition, at least 28 people have lost their lives and several others have been admitted to hospitals after consuming spurious liquor in Botad and Ahmedabad districts of Gujarat. Some of the patients are in critical condition. The death toll is expected to rise. All this in a state where manufacture, sale and consumption of alcohol is illegal. The Gujarat police, assisted by the anti-terror squad and the Ahmedabad crime branch, have arrested several people allegedly involved in the manufacturing and selling of liquor in villages where the deaths have taken place.
लोग जो हैं वो भावनगर विस्तार में हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट है, कुछ अहमदाबाद में एडमिट है और इस तरह से ये गुनाह दाखिल करके अब इन सब लोगों को राउंड अप किया गया है। 13 लोगों के खिलाफ एफआईआर की गई है और इसमें मैदानशे का सभी लोगों को, मोटा बाग के लोगों को राउंड अप कर लिया गया है और उनकी पूछताछ जारी है, उनकी इंटेरोगेशन जारी है।
The cops revealed names of 3 main accused: Jayesh alias Raju, the go-down manager of a company associated with the business of methyl. His relative Sanjay and Pintu ordered 200 litres of methyl worth 60,000, then distributed it in the name of alcohol. The matter came to light on 25th morning when people living in Rojid village of Barwala Taluka were referred to government hospitals after their condition worsened. The Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal, who is in Gujarat scripting his political campaign for the upcoming elections, slammed the government with prohibition only on paper jibe.
गुजरात में कानूनी तौर पे नशाबंदी है, शराब यहाँ पे बेची नहीं जा सकती, तो इतने धड़ल्ले से शराब कैसे बिक रही है? या तो प्रशासन करना नहीं चाहता या प्रशासन कर नहीं पा रहा। जनता की जिंदगी जो है वो दांव पे लगी हुई है। मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि नशाबंदी को सख्ती से लागू किया जाएगा।
The BJP on its own hit back, asking the Delhi Chief Minister to focus on his government's faulty liquor policy and stop leveraging political mileage from a tragedy. This recent incident once again exposes prohibition policy of certain states, where prohibition is implemented in the name of Gandhiji in Gujarat, but spurious liquor flows free. The other state, like Bihar, where a steady stream of hooch tragedies has raised one question: implement it, or else face collateral like in Gujarat of 28 lives and counting. Bureau Report, India Today. I have with me our managing editor, Gaurav Sawant, who's tracked the Kargil war. Gaurav, you know, as the plate was playing with each of those names posthumously awarded, he was telling me that he's met nearly all of them through the course of the war. But if there were lessons that we have learned from the Kargil war, Gaurav, what would they be?
Very effective surveillance. We need to watch our borders at all times. More important, we need to watch the enemy. We need to know where they're buying their weapons from, what kind of systems are they buying, where are they deploying their weapons, what are they planning to do. You have to actually get into the enemy's mind and think like the enemy and then take preventive measures. That's lesson number 1. When it comes to Pakistan, It has to be in our country's DNA that you cannot trust Pakistan, because even after Kargil, remember the same year in December, there was hijack of IC-814. There was an attack that took place subsequently on the Indian Parliament. They've attacked our lifeline in Mumbai, the trains in 2006. Then there was 26/11 Mumbai terror attack, Zaveri Bazaar, German bakery, attacks on the Indian embassy in Afghanistan. So Preeti, the most important lesson is Pakistan cannot win when it comes to conflict. 47-48 they lost, 65 they lost, 71 they lost, Siachen Glacier they lost, Kargil they lost so badly, they still haven't been able to recover from that defeat. Pakistan does not think strategy, they only think tactical operations. They lose those operations and then they use terror to combat India. And not just the government, the people, the civil society, media, we all need to understand Pakistan will not want peace with India. We need to be extremely strong. There are lessons that actually can be translated even at the line of actual control when it comes to China, because China uses Pakistan to destabilize India.
Gaurav, appreciate you joining us. With that, we're going to wrap this edition of news, but for all of our fellow Indians, today's spare a thought, especially for those who these brave men left behind. Like I said, it was 23 years ago for most of them. The last post which played for their young son, friend, relative, still very fresh for them.